One of the more recent War Thunder event aircraft was the F-5AG for Sweden, and whereas this might not be the most unique aircraft ever added as an event platform, it actually has some shocking features. One, it's a very good F5 platform armed with the AIM-9L, which is a great addition to the F5 family for air-to-air combat, and definitely something at 10.7 to keep in mind that it's going to perform pretty well. And secondly, it's actually absurdly good at CAS. Now, armed with the AGM-12B Bullpup, which is an MCLOS missile, that's actually a really good missile. Believe it or not, when you actually get practice with it, it can perform pretty well. The other missile, and the first one we've gotten of the kind, is the first one of its kind, the AGM-119 Penguin. And the Penguin, despite not necessarily being the best anti-ship missile in the game, it actually is pretty funny to use in ground derby. It does have its quirks, and it is definitely not the easiest thing to use or the best, but the F5AG, when looked on at paper, is not going to, might surprise people that it actually can perform pretty well in the CAS role. And something that not a lot of people look at when they're looking at an event aircraft, especially one like this, is how effective it can be. At 10.7, if you're a premium player, you already have access to one of the best duos, in my opinion, in War Thunder. The Christian 2, which is a Leo 2A4, and the Mi-28A. So just adding an already stupidly good platform like the F5 and giving it bullpups and the Penguin and AIM-9Ls, essentially you've added a pretty devious monster. And you also have a lot of good unguided rockets and bombs. So it's not like this plane, only has guided weaponry. I do want to say not a lot of people really talked about this aircraft outside of talking about the Penguin, simply because, that was the main feature of it. The Penguin anti-ship missile is pretty cool. It is a little wacky to use, and it does just add a lot of spawn points for no reason, really. But when you can use it and get it to use properly, it is a pretty unique missile. I think it has some cool features to it. Now, I will say, it is annoying not being able to have a camera for it or anything. But when it does work, it's really satisfying to use, and it can be kind of effective, which is just something to always think about. It's just one of those weaponry that, this plane isn't necessarily coming around and being broken, but it's out here, it's effective, and it's really fun to take it out and use, which at the end of the day, you are just trying to have a good time playing the game. And if you guys have the F5AG, take it out and run it around in ground derby. It is a lot of fun, and keeping that in mind is definitely something a lot of people should try to do, because I feel like a lot of people nowadays just don't have a lot of fun playing the game. And one of the things is, if you guys didn't do the event for the aircraft and you were looking to buy a CAS aircraft for Sweden, this might fit your bill. It can hold its own, I think, up to like maybe 11.3. You are gonna have issues when you run into more modern AA. I'm not gonna disagree with that, but just keeping in mind that you can be an effective aircraft. Now, I think, I didn't personally test it, but one of the ways you could really use the Penguin is having someone in a drone mark a guy for you, especially an AA that's not moving, and you can just send it their way. Worst case, it doesn't really work, but it's always fun to at least try, And another thing is, if you guys are wanting to have an effective weapon, obviously I know the bullpup isn't for everyone, but really keeping in mind that the bullpup can be used pretty effectively, and on top of that, it's pretty fun to use. So just always wanting to know that you have an option for a good second weapon system or a good primary weapon system, based if you don't really like the Penguin or not. It's just one of those things that, just keep that in mind. It's a fun system to use. I think you guys might have a lot of fun if you take it out. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Join the Discord link down below in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.